All right, so this is a 2011, I think. Let's go pull up this thing here. We're running Mac OS High Sierra version 10.13.6. We have a 2.5 gigahertz Intel Core i5. We have 8 gigabytes of DDR3 1333. The embedded graphics is an AMD Radeon HD 6750 with 512 megabytes. And so it looks like there's 4 cores. Doesn't say anything about the threads. So yeah, not anything too exciting. 21.5 inch display. We've been cleaning up this hard drive. It should read more than half. Good lord. So I think there's some files that are still kind of backed up somewhere on here. It says the system is using 407 gigabytes. There's no way. Anyway, we have 1 terabyte drive, 4 2 gigabyte sticks, etc. No, anyway, you know what? I honestly been using Linux off and on for a really long time, and Windows, and I don't have much experience with Apple at all. Like, when I was a kid in school, we had Apple IIgs and things like that, and I didn't really get to use them that much. So there was one in my like 6th or 5th grade classroom or something like that, where like if you did really good and there was free time, you were allowed to use the computer in the back of the classroom while everybody else was finishing their stuff up. Well, I never got to do that. In fact, I don't think I ever even got to use that computer, but I remember it had just come out and the school bought it. You know, this is when like CD players and all that were pretty new, and I believe it was an Apple IIgs. It had a color monitor, and it was like, whoa! It had mini golf on it, and I remember those other kids playing that on there. I never got to use it. Then I think the next grade, in our classroom, we had like 3 or 4 Radio Shack TRS-80s, and nobody wanted to use them because they wanted to use the other computers, and I don't think I don't think there was any better computers in that classroom. But anyway, I think that was like 7th and 8th grade. We got to use those a lot because nobody else wanted them. And then maybe my freshman year in high school, I took like, or no, it was probably an extended class where we would go from like, you know, to the high school, and we had like a quarter of like wood shop, a quarter of this, a quarter of that, you know, CAD. I think we took a CAD class, and I remember like it being really difficult, and all the computers had green screens. I don't remember what kind of computer they were, to be honest. They actually might not have even been Apples. But I remember it was really difficult to figure it out. And it was like trying to use, you know, Adobe Illustrator or something, Adobe something or other. Anyway, and that was about it. I don't Uh, when I moved to Seattle and I was going to high school there, we didn't have Apple computers in any of the classrooms that I can remember. We didn't really use computers like they had them, but like I took typing classes and they were like still using ribbon printers, IBM electric typewriters, and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I never really used Apple much, but I've been playing around with this one for a couple of days now, which is more time than I've probably ever spent on an Apple, and I'm just not really all that impressed with it. I don't know what I will do with it. It's not slow or anything like that. It does boot up real slow. But I mean, it doesn't offer anything that I need. We've got Adobe Reader. I don't know what Gemini 2 is. I'm not using Chrome. So all this other stuff, Microsoft Silverlight, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to do. They had like some split compatibility crap on here. So anything that's on here, you could get this from like any flavor of Linux and then some, without having to deal with like some app store that says, I'm sorry, you're on too old of a software to download this. Now, if you see how slow this is to open, it's very slow. Now, with 8 gigs of RAM and 2.5 quad core, this thing isn't super slow, but it's not up to my standards. And I think it can handle a total of 16, which isn't going to do anything for it. What it really needs is it needs a solid-state hard drive. And that might not really do anything for it either because it's just old. But I don't really know the ins and outs of Apple as far as like trying to download a copy of the OS and then putting it on a flash drive and doing all that. Like, look at this. This thing is still sitting here. So now I don't know how to delete the other accounts. And I'm trying to make sure that they don't have anything on them that I need. So that's why I was like more just trying to like wipe them. But the hard drive's only half full, so this shouldn't really be the issue why this is taking forever. And I mean, this is like really taking forever. So I don't even know if I can talk long enough about nothing before this thing actually opens. I opened it in one of the other accounts. I've never opened it in this account, and it took a long time. I don't think it took quite this long. I should have pulled out my stopwatch because I think we're at least at about 2 minutes. So I don't think it needs the internet. Pretty slow. Has this really got to be this slow? I wonder if you could just put Linux on this computer. Like, I know like the whole idea of an Apple is like Apple, it has a, obviously it has an Intel processor, so it's not what they would refer to as, I guess, Apple Silicon. Boy. So, what did you guys do today? Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Um, I really do want to time it. I've been looking at the length of the video, and it's been at least 2 minutes. I'm gonna kick my feet up, and oh yeah, isn't it great? Oh, GarageBand. Yep. Sure works great, doesn't it? Say, let's go see what's on the CB radio. Wow. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but you can see Apple is really, really winning me over